Mm-hmm. Mm. I know this sounds so it's crazy, but you gotta give your mom some grace, right? She's human. Clearly, she's not a bad person. She's not doing these things to. I don't think she's doing these things with the purpose of hurting you. I don't think she's like, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna hurt this girl. No, right? Again, humans that live in this world, walking on this earth, not being self-aware. And the sad thing about it is like there's a lot of people who are older and they are still not self-aware because they don't know how, they don't know, bro. We have to, it's our responsibility sometimes to teach our parents how to, like, literally, like, we gotta parent our parents sometimes. Have the conversation with her. You know, even though you haven't talked to her in the last few days, even though you did apologize to her, it's okay to call back. And then it's okay to be like, you know what, ma, I've noticed, like, you know, it makes me feel some type of way that I called you the other day. I reached out to you. Don't take this the wrong way, but, like, you know, like, it makes me feel some type of way that I haven't heard from you. Because think about it, it's a mindset shift. You have to remove yourself. It's like the child. Yo, I have to give you this book. You have to get this book. It's called The Child in You. Order that on Amazon. It's like you literally have. It's like the little girl in you is craving all these things, and your mom cannot give it to you. So you have to accept that she's not gonna give it to you, baby. She's probably not gonna give it to you ever. And then when you have your baby, yep, that book changed my life. Nobody's perfect, right? We all are trying to navigate this thing called life at the end of the day. So you gotta give her grace at the end of the day, because it's like, if you know you can count on your mom, that's already a blessing. My mom and I don't always get along. My mom and I don't always see eye to eye. But that's my girl. Hey, y'all, what's up? How y'all doing? Happy Vlogmas Day 4. It's been rough, okay? Like, literally, it's just been challenging. That's all I'm gonna say. However, I'm grateful. I am gonna be doing a Q&A. I did ask you guys to ask me some questions on my broadcast channel. So thank you to those of you who asked questions. Let's get right into them. Okay. The first question that I received says, how do you stay consistent with content? Do you follow a calendar, and how far in advance do you shoot and edit? So these are 3 questions in one. So how do you stay consistent with content? The way I stay consistent is because this is part of my lifestyle already. Like, I've been doing content for almost 10 years now. And so, like, it's literally a part of my lifestyle. I just record, like, you know, especially when it comes to, like, my Instagram, I try to always just, you know, pick up the camera and just get creative. Whenever I feel like I am, like, not feeling as inspired, I take a little steps back. But I also do a lot of batch content creation. So that also keeps me being consistent, because I'm able to create, for example, let's say if I take a weekend and I go and take some pictures, I do videos. Like, if I'm gonna go out, I try to, like, let's say I'm gonna do a get ready with me video, then I'm going to do a makeup video, then I'm gonna do a hair video. So, like, I do all those things in maybe like a few hours, and then I just take time to edit, and I'm able to I have content for the week, you know? So that's how I stay consistent. Do you follow a calendar? Not all the time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't always follow a calendar. I just never done it. I think for me it's just so natural, but I did started using a calendar though, like recently, because my team and I had a meeting, and so they basically gave me like a whole content calendar for a whole month, and I did try to follow that calendar. That did help a lot, and it also helped just having someone else give me ideas of what I should be doing on my page really helped with engagement. So, like, sometimes when you're creating content, you feel like your audience already knows you, but it's like you're constantly always, you know, getting new followers. So you always have to think about them and, like, okay, how can I repurpose this content, or how can I show these new followers of who I am? So I think repurposing content is also a good thing to do. And it has helped me so much. How far in advance do you shoot and edit? So, like I mentioned earlier, like, I'll do batch content creation. So, like, I'll take a whole weekend, literally say, okay, I'm gonna do this type of videos, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take some photos. And I always try to give range in my content. So, like, even like with the photo dumps, that, you know, that's like a whole thing right now. Like, literally, it's so easy to just capture moments, you know, like I call it the art of seeing. So like, you know, like something that catches your attention, you take a picture of it, that can help you for your photo dump, right? That's content right there. Again, I'll do a hair video, I'll do a makeup video, I'll do a get ready with me video, I'll do a talking video, whatever it is. That's how, in a nutshell, how I try to stay consistent. And honestly, if you struggle with that, my best recommendation for you is to do batch content creation, because it allows you to really have enough content for the week, and you don't have to create every single day. You just create everything in a weekend and you have it for the rest of the week. So the next question is, how are you liking Vlogmas so far? Vlogmas has been challenging. Vlogmas has been, I like it. I mean, I will say though, it feels like a job. It feels like a full-time job, and editing and filming myself every single day, I'm not really used to that. You guys will probably think that I'm used to that, but I'm not, because again, I don't film content every single day. But doing Vlogmas, I have to literally record myself every single day, and I'm just not used to it. However, it has really helped with my creativity as far as like trying to figure out what best content style or editing style works for me the best. I think I'm finding that slowly. But I am liking it because I'm able, and I think also you guys are able to get to know me on a better level. I think when you're only showing content on Instagram, you're only showing so much, right? And even here too, I am. However, you guys are seeing more than what I usually share on social media. So I do like it. It is gonna get better. It is gonna be more, fun. I'm just trying to find the balance. It's just day 4, so like I'm still trying to find the balance, honestly. The next question says, someone asks how important it is to collaborate with fellow influencers. Now, collaboration is very important, right? Like when it comes to collaborating with someone else that has influence, it is so important because it can help both people. So if I collaborate with another influencer, I always think about, okay, how is this collaboration gonna help us, but also our audiences, right? Because that is the most important thing. Your audience is always consuming your content. How is this gonna help them? And also, how are we gonna help each other in that aspect? So I say it is important. I think that creating relationships with other people who are in the same space as you is super, super good. I always try to connect with other people, other influencers, other creators. But I also don't limit myself, right? I don't always just want to meet them. I meet people from every aspect of life. But collaborating is super good. I think if you're someone that's starting out to do something, to, like maybe you are someone who is interested in influencing, I will definitely collab with somebody that's also doing the same thing, because that way you can kind of like merge both audiences and just help each other that way. But when it comes to community and all the things, I'm really big on community. I'm big on building relationships. And that's a way of building healthy business relationships as well. Someone else asked, how has forgiveness, this is a deep question, how has forgiveness improved your approach on life? Listen, forgiveness, I literally will always say, like, forgiveness has helped me so much, because the moment I allow myself to forgive people who have hurt me in the past, it really just allowed me to release a lot of different feelings like anger, resentment, and it created a mindset shift, because I no longer operate from a place of hurt. I no longer operate from a place of, I'm just living life the best way possible, and it feels good, because like, if you guys, some of you here maybe not know that I struggle with forgiving my father for a long time, and as soon as I released that, I felt so much better. My relationships have thrived. Like, I have better people around me. I'm able to even see and really like recognize good people, right? Because I feel like when you're angry and when you're always upset and when you're projecting your anger to other people and you're not even knowing, it's really going to affect your relationships, whether they're like platonic or romantic or in business relationships. And so it really has done a lot. I do give all the glory to God, because God has definitely been the one that allow me to forgive my father and forgive myself as well. Because sometimes we don't realize how we sometimes don't forgive ourselves for the things that we have done, the mistakes that we have made, and it is important to do that as well. So for anybody out there who maybe is asking, okay, like, how do you start forgiving? How do you even do that, right? Like, honestly, go to the source, baby. Go to God. God is the only one that can allow you to forgive. He is the only one that can help you forgive, because it is not an easy thing, and you cannot forgive anybody without God. So that is always my advice to people. Pray about it. Pray, and pray with faith, and pray with like a really heart of humility. Like, go to God and be humble about it. Because that is the only way that you're gonna be able to forgive someone who has hurt you. It is not easy to do it, y'all. I promise y'all, it is not easy to do it, but it is a journey, and you have to be committed to it. How do you find motivation in life to keep going and making content? So my motivation stems from, really, I'm just like, that's a good question. I think I'm just someone that is so determined, and I'm always like, for me, giving up is not an option. So I always say to myself, like, no, girl, you gotta do it. It has to be done. And not only that, I enjoy creating content. I enjoy that. So I think because I truly enjoy it, it doesn't feel like a chore or something that I like. It doesn't feel difficult for me. Matter of fact, when I'm creating, I feel good. Like, I enjoy it so much that it helps me keep doing that. That's why I always tell people, if you enjoy doing something, it's gonna feel easy to do it. And people are gonna be like, how is she doing this? But it's because you enjoy it, right? So honestly, that's how I find the motivation to keep going. And I just love, sharing things with my audience. I really love, sorry y'all, my camera cut off. I really just do enjoy creating. I enjoy sharing. I enjoy helping people in any way possible. I do know though, for sure, like for me, encouraging people is one of my gifts. Like, that is something that just comes naturally for me. And so I love doing that in a form of content in any way possible, especially because my life is not always perfect. Like, I go through so many challenges on a daily, and the fact that I still show up it says a lot. And I think that's why it's so important for me to also share some things. I don't share everything, but I do, because I feel like people need to know that although I am an influencer, although I do create and all things, I still go through life just like everybody else, but I still show up because I enjoy doing this. And I really hope that I answered your question. I really hope that this makes sense, because I'm like, I can talk a lot. Okay, the last question is, has there been any relationship you lost that you personally miss or wish you still had? All right. Do I miss any relationship? Dang, why you put me on the spot like that? Now, I personally don't necessarily miss anybody or wish that I had anybody, and I'm just being for real. I think the only relationship that I currently miss a little bit, just like this, is of course the one with my ex. Although we did end it in a bad note, I mean, I still kind of miss, the fun times that I had with that person, and, our conversations, the routine that we had, right? Because when you are in a relationship, you have a routine with the person. You talk every day, y'all sharing things with each other and all the things, right? So I kind of miss that, but I don't miss him, if that makes sense. And I also did lose a few friends, maybe one friendship this year that I'm just like, I don't know how to explain life, for real. Like, whenever you have God in your life and things happen out of nowhere, and you know that you didn't do anything wrong,
at your Anna's ring.
And you didn't do anything wrong, you don't have any, you just release that, because it's like, that's God. Like, that is God, removing this person out of my life for a reason. And once you start trusting God, and I don't want to get too spiritual, but it's really the truth. Once you start following God, and you are in the things of God, and you're focused, you're just become more obedient, and you don't really question God. You don't question why certain things happen. I used to do that a lot before, but honestly, lately I just been trusting the Lord and just understanding that whatever he does, whatever happened in my life, at least from this point, from the point that I decided to put God first forward, I don't have to question it because I know that he does it for a reason. I mean, sometimes some things be like, oh damn, I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything, whatever. But you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, God knows exactly why things happen. And I've learned to just trust that. Now, eventually I will do a video where I can maybe share more about losing friends and maybe like how that has shifted my perspective as well. I can definitely do a video about that maybe sometime this month since we are in Vlogmas. But I've lost a lot of friends in the last 2 years, and some of those friendships I was like, yeah, it was kind of my fault in a sense, but most of them it's like, no, because I'm someone that is constantly working on herself. I communicate, I do the job, I do the things that people should do to keep those relationships going. So I don't really feel like most of the time I'm like, you know what, it just wasn't meant to be. And I've learned to release that. So I don't really live my life with like regrets or guilt about anything because I'm like, it just wasn't meant to be. So anyway, I really hope that answered your question. Those are all the questions that I received. Thank you to those of you who did ask the question. And again, y'all leave any suggestions down below for any videos you guys would like to see. If you guys have any questions as well, do that. I will see you guys tomorrow on Vlogmas Day 5. And thank you to all of you who have been, showing up on here and watching my videos. I really appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Have a blessed day. Bye. See y'all tomorrow.